Here with reaction, South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham and Harford County Sheriff Jeffrey Gahler. Jeffrey, I did notice that your governor is blaming the broken immigration policy on Donald Trump for the death of this mother of five and the rape and death of this mother of five. This guy came here in 2023, and I'd like to know, how do you get to that point when the border was never more secure than when Donald Trump was president?
Sean, you are 1,000% right. I mean, I've been in office now 10 years. I've gone through from President Obama to President Trump, and the border was never more secure than it was under President Trump. You know, the flow of drugs and the flow of criminals across the southern border in particular. My chief deputy and I were down there last year. The same day the vice president was saying the border was secure, we were looking at open gates and what unconstructed wall, no lighting, no security at all. And of course, they're not getting the resources. And we have a president who invited so many people to, invade, to come to this country. And a lot of those are looking for a better life, and I get that. But mixed amongst them are the terrorists and are the persons, sadly, the murder of Rachel Moore here in our county. And we had another incident last year with an illegal immigrant who killed a young lady in this county, much in the same way Rachel was killed. Just unacceptable.
Yeah, and Senator, look, I'm sorry, but it's Joe Biden that has blood on his hands here. Yeah. Joe Biden does. These are his policies, and he's been lying to the country for 3 years. Now they decided to switch gears, blame Republicans, which is not true, because his idiotic idea would have allowed 5,000 illegals in before they even enforced the border laws. But the question is, when you look at 30,000 Chinese nationals, in this fiscal year alone, which is not over, and 26,000 last year, and tens of thousands from Russia, Iran, Syria, Yemen, Egypt, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Venezuela. And you tell me, are they coming here because they want a better life? Are the Chinese nationals buying up thousands of acres of farm, ranch land, and land near military installation? Are they looking for a better life for themselves and their families, Senator? Or is it the worst national security threat in our lifetime?
Well, it's the worst national security threat in our lifetime. But let's don't just pass over what happened to Rachel. The sheriff is a great man, and I appreciate his determination to get this case solved. But the man who's accused of killing her was captured 3 times and released by the Biden administration before he came back the 4th time. The man who murdered Laken Riley, accused of killing her, was released on parole, not because of a factor in the law, no space to hold him in El Paso, Texas. So there's 2 young women murdered by people that were in our custody that were let go by the Biden administration. They do have blood on their hands. And it's about to get worse. If they do this executive order tomorrow, allowing 1 million people here illegally to be paroled in place, it's like pouring gasoline on a fire.
And what about reports that we read over the weekend that, in fact, they're mailing out ballots, and some of these ballots are ending up in the homes of illegal immigrants? I mean, do we have to worry about that?
Yeah, you got to worry about a lot. You got to worry about a bunch of people trying to kill us. These 8 people from Tajikistan were captured, released, then vetted. So here's what they're doing under the Biden administration. They catch, they release, then they poorly vet. They let the people go, then they try to figure out who they are. We're dodging bullets every day when it comes to terrorism. Young women like the 2 that I just mentioned are dying. The largest number of deaths for young people in this country are fentanyl poisoning coming across our southern border from China. They literally have blood on their hands. The only criminal running for office, in my view, is not Donald Trump. It is Joe Biden. What he's doing to this country at the border is a crime. People are dying based on his policies. Nobody got hurt. Nobody lost a penny based on what happened in New York. But Americans are dying by the tens of thousands because of the policies of Joe Biden. The victim of Joe Biden's criminal activity is the American people.
I'll give you the last word, if you don't mind, Sheriff. I am telling you, I don't have the law enforcement experience that you have. You don't need to be a genius to realize that when you have all of these people coming from our top geopolitical foes with ties to radical Islamic terrorism, that there are terror cells in this country. And 9/11 or worse is coming. Now, it's not a matter of if to me. It's almost a guarantee. I hope and pray to God I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I've been saying it over and over again. And I think the only answer, 53% of Hispanic Americans want illegal immigrants deported. 62% of Americans want illegal immigrants deported. They want the law enforced. Can that happen?
Well, it's up to Congress, obviously, and 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, as I said in my news conference about Rachel Morin's killer. Again, we a small community just 30 minutes north of Baltimore. To have two of these cases where someone, we're not unique, this is happening all over the country. To have two of these cases right here, that just multiply that across our country, how many people are losing their lives? And certainly, yes, I do believe that you can look at the fentanyl problem and the lives that that's costing, but I do believe that we are at threat of something much bigger and terrorist related because we just fail to do, so many elected officials. My oath of office is to protect the citizens here in Harford County. It's a public safety issue. And everyone in Congress and the President of the United States needs to abide by their oath of office and do the same thing. And we need to protect the American public.
Yeah, well said. All right, we appreciate it, Sheriff. Thanks for the good work you're doing. Senator Graham, I'm not looking forward to the day I have you on and being able to say, I warned you, told you this was going to happen. I pray to God that day never comes. Thank you both. When we come back,